TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and we have a surprise guest today. The Golden Loon is going to show up at some point. He's currently probably brushing his teeth and such. Anyway, you, of course, you are you. Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, March 31st, 2023. My fingers don't know what numbers to display. But last day of March. April is tomorrow. Wow, time is just, like, exploding, like, past us, isn't it? Anyway, let's jump into the history today, shall we? Starting us off in the year 1084, Anti-Pope Clemens crowned German King Hendrik IV as Holy Roman Emperor. Alright. Moving on up to 1146, Bernard of Clairvaux preached his famous sermon in a field at Vézelay, urging the necessity of a second crusade. Louis VII and Eleanor of Aquitaine were president and joined the crusade. So, and we're overdue for yet another crusade right now. So, 1492, Queen Isabella I of Castile and King Ferdinand II of Aragon issued the Alhambra Decree, which expelled Jews from their kingdoms. Yikes! That's they didn't just wake up one morning and decide to do that. There's a cause and effect. Nobody looks at the cause. They just look at the effect. Everybody's reactive, not proactive. So, anyway, 1521, first Mass held in the Philippines, generally believed on the island of Limasawa in the archipelago of St. Lazarus by Ferdinand Magellan and 50 of his men. They took possession of the island the same day. Well, those Europeans like to colonize and stuff. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Golden Loon here.
Yep.
So, where are we at?
We are in 1521 and just spoke about Ferdinand Magellan holding the first Mass, Catholic Mass, in the Philippines after they conquered the island that they held the Mass on.
Yeah, so, I remember him back in the day. Good friends.
I'm not surprised. 1547, Henry II succeeded Francois I as King of France. Okay. You know with a name like Francois, that's definitely French.
Francois, yeah.
There's not many Francois in Italy or, Bulgaria, or, I don't know, Zimbabwe. There's
no, they're not going to be a Francois in Zimbabwe.
What about Mozambique?
Maybe.
Okay. 1657, English Parliament made the humble petition and advice to Lord Protector Oliver Cromwell, offering the crown. He declined. So he didn't want to be king. So once you figure out how things actually work, who actually does want to be president? Who wants to be leader?
George Washington turned down being the king.
Oh yeah. No, we could have gone off in a traditional way. So, but yeah. Moving on up to 1770, Immanuel Kant was appointed professor of logic and metaphysics at the University of Königsberg.
That sounds logical.
Yeah, and metaphysical. 1796, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's dramatic play Egmont premiered in Weimar. All right. We also have 1814, forces allied against Napoleon captured Paris. Yeah, yesterday we reported on how after they had defeated Napoleon, they marched into Paris, and then here's where they're capturing it. So the next day they officially captured the city.
Oh, okay. So, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and this is, I believe, after the Battle of Waterloo. Hold on, when was the Battle of Waterloo? 1815. Okay, so this is before that. So this must have been after his... I need to learn more about Napoleonic history, because I'm wondering because I know he lost at Waterloo, but he rarely, if ever, lost any other battle. So
he lost Paris before Waterloo.
Yeah, but without Paris, because that's his kingdom.
Yeah.
You can't wage a war without your capital.
Well, he may have come back to take it back. He might have been coming back. Because he was back and forth a couple times, right?
Yeah, well, he was exiled once, and then he quit being exiled, which I didn't know you could do. but apparently
That's the
you
way you
can't.
fight yourself back.
Yeah, but so I think this has to be like after the first time he got exiled, because like when he came back, he wasn't back for too much long before they like really got rid of him, and they sent him to Elba. But anyway, moving on up to 1841, we have the first performance of Robert Schumann's First Symphony in B. Okay.
Wonder what B means.
The key.
B major.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's something interesting. 1849, Colonel John W. Geary arrived as the first postmaster of San Francisco. All right. 1850, U.S. population hit 23,191,876. That's a really specific number. Like, okay.
Yeah.
With a black population, 15.7% of that at 3,638,808. Okay. Why doesn't it tell us about the Chinese population or the Peloponnesian population? You know, like everything's always like, you know, divisive. So, I mean.
So I would think the black population today is about 15% also.
U.S. black population percentage, 13.6. It's gone down. Well, yeah, because like they've like what you've talked to me yourself about, like what the black community has gone through since the 50s and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like welfare and all that stuff, the degradation of the household, and all that stuff.
Well, it's tough, and
so yeah, right there. So the population declined.
it hasn't declined, but it hasn't grown like everything else has.
We just saw a decline from 2%, 15.7.
Well, yeah, that's percentage of the population.
Yeah, you asked.
Yeah, I'm not saying their population has declined. It's declined percentage.
It's stagnated.
It's stagnated. Thank you. Others have grown and it's stagnated.
I think it's gone the other way. Like it stagnated and then it started going down. But whatever the case, we can both agree it's at least stagnated. It's not going the way it should.
It's a shame, and it's for some specific reasons I think, but I'm not going to go into them here.
But anyway, speaking of that type of topic here, 1861, the Confederacy took over Mint at New Orleans during the U.S. Civil War. That's really dangerous. You want to know why?
Why?
Because they can flood our market with our own money. They can print and make our own money because that was our mint.
Yeah.
And then they captured it. Like a lot of countries do. We've done that to a lot of countries. We've made fake currency in order to devalue their economy. We've done that all over the world. A lot of other countries. China is doing that to us.
We're doing it to ourselves. We're printing money like crazy.
Oh yeah, well I mean if you're good at something.
And now you don't even need to print it. You just have to say, here it is.
Yeah,
it electronically now exists.
Put in a couple of numbers, on the keyboard.
It's killing the dollar. And now it's becoming not the currency of the world. It's starting to change. We're seeing the first steps of it. And it's pretty worrisome.
Yep. 1877, Test cricket debuted a feared Australian fast bowler Fred the Damon Spiffoff. Australia lost second Test by 4 wickets versus England at Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Cricket.
Yep. Okay. Eiffel Tower opened, 1889. The Eiffel Tower officially opened in Paris. Designed by Gustave Eiffel and built for the Exposition Universelle at 300 meters in height, it retained the record for the tallest man-made structure for 41 years. Mm-hmm. And initially, they were going to tear that down. That was only supposed to be there for the World's Fair.
For the exhibition, yeah.
And everybody was it was an eyesore and all that stuff. And now, it's iconic.
Oh yeah.
The top 3 things you think of when you think of France: Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, and the Louvre.
Okay.
And the Eiffel and two-thirds of those things, the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre, both were called eyesores. Both were demonized, scrutinized, and and now it's beloved.
Yeah.
So one of the most iconic shots is getting the Arc de Triomphe with the Eiffel Tower in the back, looking down.
Oh really?
Looking down the mall.
Okay.
So yeah.
I didn't know it was at the right angle to do that.
Oh yeah, Arc de. I know I'm not spelling that right. Eiffel Tower, images.
Oh okay. It's often. Oh okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, yeah, I see what it is because I know it's not that far from it.
Yeah, I know.
We had a hotel right over on that side over there,
Ah.
real close to the Eiffel Tower. You walk a block away or so, and you had a view right at it.
Sounds expensive.
No, it wasn't.
That's weird. Anyway, we got the first Moroccan crisis in 1905. Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany visited Tangier in Morocco and proclaimed Germany's support of Moroccan independence and equal opportunity for all powers to trade there. And yeah, so before the outbreak of the First World War, you have the Central Powers, which was of course Germany,
Right.
Yugoslavia, all that stuff, the Ottoman Empire, and Morocco, as we know, is up in northwestern Africa,
Okay.
and
yeah.
the only way to reach that is either through Spain or through the Ottoman Empire. So it was in the
Okay.
desert. So
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to visualize the map here as we go.
okay.
Okay.
Well, here, let me show you Morocco. There we go. Map. Hold on a second. Here. Morocco's up
Okay,
here.
Okay.
So the Ottoman Empire stretched all the way. Like it was
Right.
like this. It was huge.
Right. Right.
So this probably helped them politically during the First World War.
And there's Spain right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway, we got some music history. 1909, Gustav Mahler conducted New York Philharmonic for his first time. Cool. We also have 1918, the first daylight savings time in the U.S. went into effect.
1918, huh?
Yeah. So over 100 years.
I wonder if we were behind the rest of the world, or we started when did it start? It was
Didn't we invent daylight savings?
I have no idea.
Yeah, no. Thomas, not Jefferson.
Edison?
Edison, please. He didn't invent shit.
Sorry.
No.
I know that's a trigger name for you.
Yes. What's the guy on the 100? Benjamin Franklin, I believe, invented the concept of daylight savings.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
You want to know why?
Why?
To avoid wasting candles. Instead of, because you're awake another hour or so into the night, you're burning candles, you're wasting it. No, just shift the hours, and then you have more daylight to work.
Yeah.
So it's a daylight savings was a byproduct of conservatism. So, not politically conservative, but conserving, fuel, resources, and everything. Like, we couldn't make candles back then like we do today. Manufactured. Like everything was handmade. I don't.
Right.
Well, maybe they had machine stuff, but it was really on a small scale. But anyway, I saw something else here for a second. I guess. Oh yeah, 1923, first dance marathon in New York City. Alma Cummings set record of 27 hours with 6 different partners. Wow.
Huh.
Gotta have a lot of energy to dance for over a day. That's insane.
Yeah.
1930, the Motion Pictures Production Code was instituted, imposing strict guidelines on the treatment of sex, crime, religion, and violence in film for the next 38 years. So until 68. So that has to be when they brought out the rating system. PG-13.
Yeah. I don't think it was that. I think that came out later, but whatever that was still.
No, this is the precursor.
Yeah,
in 68.
Precursor. Okay.
Yeah, no, for 38 years from 1930 to 38 years, 68.
Yeah.
And I think 68 is when they brought in the rating system.
That sounds about when it came in. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, this is weird. 1932, 150 wild swans die in Niagara Falls.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's weird.
Boy, they don't say more than that. How did they die?
I don't know. 1939, The Hound of Baskervilles, first of 14 films starring Basil Rathbone and Sherlock Holmes, and Nigel Bruce as Dr. Watson, was released. So
I remember him in that. Yeah. Actor.
I guess the British really like their serial movies. They had Sherlock Holmes, and now they have James Bond. So I wonder what the next thing is going to be.
It's been a while. I don't know.
I mean, and both are in police work. They have an affinity for crime solving.
Yeah.
So, what was this? 1941, ground broken for Union Square Garage in San Francisco. Okay.
That's a biggie.
Yeah, well, Union Square Garage. Let's see here. Like, hold on. Is that something interesting? No. Okay, it's just a parking structure.
How
All right.
weird.
I just saw ground broken. I thought it was going to be something interesting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's kind of cool to throw something like that in there. What? Okay. Hey, I've been to that parking structure. Awesome.
1945, Tennessee Williams Glass Menagerie. Menagerie premiered in New York City. 1945, U.S. artillery landed on Casey Shima and began firing on Okinawa.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Battle of Okinawa.
Yeah.
1946, the first election is held in Greece after it's the Second World War.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. 1948, the U.S. Congress passed the Marshall Aid Act to rehabilitate war-torn Europe.
Yeah, the Marshall Act.
Yeah, we've spoken about this guy Marshall a couple of times here, and about like how he was pivotal in reconstructing Europe.
Big,
so
huge. Yeah. That was the cornerstone of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think, and I don't know, but I think we learned something from the First World War that, through Germany, how it devastated them and never got resolved, and they were just.
Well, first off, why did Germany? When you look at it, they just kind of got swept into everything with everybody else. Why did they get so effed? Like it wasn't that. They were the biggest baddie, on the block, but they're not the ones who started it. They're not really a cause. They're just there, honoring their political promises to their neighbors, like the opposing side was.
Well, are you talking about one or two?
One.
Okay.
Like we came down on them with the wrath of Thor.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the reparations they had to pay and everything like that just devastated the entire country.
Yeah.
And I think created the continuation to World War II.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the Middle East and just constant years, not even talking about the thousands of years of warfare thing, just the past, since the 70s, all the proxy wars we've had between us and the Soviet Union, Afghanistan and all that stuff. What do you think is going to happen when you keep something deprived? It's gonna lose its mind and lash out and kill everything,
It'll fester.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look at the Middle East right now. Everything's going crazy. So, 1953, UN and Security Council nominated Dag Hammarskjöld for Secretary General. What a name!
Wow, Dag.
Dag. Then Hammarskjöld. So is that like stop hammer time in Norwegian or something?
Should have been Dag Nabbit.
We also have a television premiere in 1957, Rodgers and Hammerstein's live television musical Cinderella, starring Julie Andrews, with Kate Billard and Alice Ghostley, premiered on CBS TV. 1958, U.S. Navy formed Atomic Submarine Division.
Oh, that's a biggie.
Yeah.
58? It goes back that far.
Yeah, actually, first nuclear sub. Yes, the Nautilus.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think year 54.
54.
So 4 years before. So they're
then they put a whole fleet of it.
Yeah.
Its own division.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
1963, Los Angeles ended streetcar service after 90 years. Dang. Which I was watching a video. Once again, I'm watching videos. The San Francisco cable cars are the oldest and I believe the only cable cars left in the entire country.
Yeah, I would say you're right. I don't know that, but that sounds right.
And do you know why they're called cable cars, by the way?
Because they're underground cables. Pull
Yes.
them all around.
Yeah. And they have mechanisms that they grab and let go. And
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Brakes. They're called brakes.
Well, no, not brakes.
Well, that's what breaks the unit is. Yeah.
No, they have actual brakes.
Okay.
That actually it goes down against the actual tracks.
Oh, okay.
They'll slow down. But no, they have a mechanism that grabs the cables for propulsion. But you know how some cable cars they intersect. So the ones going down there have to let go, scoot over, and then reattach.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you can't really automate that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can. And I'm just wondering, like, how many times did somebody not let go soon enough, ran into another cable, and then caused a disaster? You know, like how do you get under there and recable an entire line? You know,
Well,
if something's been broken.
Yeah, I doubt if you break the cable, those things are huge. There's got to be something either the mechanism of the cable car itself be ripped out or something like that. The cable's going to survive.
Or you can tweak a drum or something, like one of the guide wheels underneath.
Yeah.
So, I gotta show you that video. It's really interesting how they have the whole thing laid out.
Oh yeah, I've seen the cable room and all that stuff.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's how you know about all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the video went in there and everything.
Oh,
It showed us a diagram about how, like, because the cables turn, so they have big wheels underground.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got an election of interest, 1966. Labour Party under Harold Wilson won British parliamentary election. Okay. More music history. Yep, 1967. First time Jimi Hendrix burned his guitar and his fingers at Finsbury Park Astoria Theatre in London. The guitar sold at auction for nearly $500,000. The building is currently a church. So I guess there was a fire? So
it doesn't say that. He said he burned his finger. It didn't say he burned the building down. It sounds like they tore it down. We're kind of projecting a fire to it. But
well, he burned his fingers.
Yeah. Well, he burned up his guitar apparently, and he burned his fingers in the process. And now wherever he played is now a church.
$500,000 guitar.
Yeah, people spend money in weird ways.
Yep. Yeah, what better way to launder money than to buy some stupid art piece for $400 million? 1968, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson announced in an address to the nation that he will not seek re-election. Good.
Yeah, I remember that.
We didn't want him to begin with. He got in because he killed his predecessor. And while that was happening, he also authorized a troop surge in Vietnam, bringing the total number of U.S. soldiers to a peak of 549,500. Yeah, no wonder he's not seeking re-election. He knows he's not going to win.
Yeah, he really escalated that war. That was him. I don't know, but I believe it. Had Kennedy not been assassinated, I think he would have not gone the direction that Johnson did.
Yeah, why do you think
escalated that thing?
Who do you think is behind Kennedy?
Well, I'm not going there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, 1969, the New York Times reviewed Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut and its publication saying, "You'll either love it or push it back in the science fiction corner." Okay. Well, 1969 as well, George Harrison and Patty Boyd were fined £250 each for illegal drugs. All right. 1970, Explorer 1 re-entered the Earth's atmosphere after 12 years in orbit.
Jeez.
Huh. That's cool.
I wonder if that was just coming down, falling out of orbit, or what?
Well, what was Explorer 1? Like, what was it exploring?
Outer space.
Yeah, but in our orbit?
Yeah.
So it's not really exploring, it's just kind of like rotating around the backyard.
Well, it's Explorer 1. It's the first one up there.
Yeah. I'm just mocking the name. But yeah, it says here, Explorer 1 was the first satellite launched by the U.S. in 1958 and was part of the U.S. participation in the International Geophysical Year, not war. The mission followed the first two satellites the previous year, the Soviet Union Sputnik 1 and Sputnik 2, beginning the Cold War space race between the two nations, aka Star Wars. We all know about Star Wars.
I remember Sputnik. Well, it was the first.
Yes. Also have Black Tot Day, 1972, final day of the rum ration in the Royal Canadian Navy.
Final day, so there is no more rum ration?
So like you could drink more rum, or there was no rum? I don't know.
Oh. Final day of the rum ration means there'd be no more ration, so there must have been plenty of rum.
Yeah. But do they still drink rum on ships, or
I have
like?
Don't know.
I don't
Probably
know.
drink anything they get their hands on.
Yeah. 1972, the official Beatles fan club closed down. Okay. They're not their fans anymore.
Official.
1 year later, 1973, U.S. tennis star Billie Jean King ended Australian Margaret Court's 57-match winning streak, 6-7, 7-6, 7-6, 6-3, in semifinals of the WTA event in Indianapolis, Indiana.
looks like she wore her down by those scores.
Yep. 1973 as well, Boston Bruins defenseman Bobby Orr scored his third career hat trick in a 73 loss to Toronto to become the first player in NHL history to score 100 points for 4 straight seasons. Nice.
Yeah.
And while that was going on, Muhammad Ali suffered a broken jaw in a shock split points decision loss to Ken Norton over 12 rounds in San Diego. Ali won rematch in another controversial split decision.
Yeah. He broke his jaw in the first round.
Damn. And he kept fighting?
Yeah.
Jeez. That's when you surrender, you know, when the guys
How do you break his jaw and not knock him out?
How do you keep fighting with a broken jaw? That's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
1974, U.S. golfer Lee Trevino went bogey-free for the full 4 rounds as he won the Greater New Orleans Open by 8 strokes from Bobby Cole and Ben Crenshaw. We also have another boxing title fight here in 1980. Almost concurrent heavyweight boxing championship fights. Larry Holmes TKOs Leroy Jones in 8 for WBC title in Las Vegas, Nevada, whilst Mike Weaver knocks out John Tate in 15 for WBA belt in Knoxville, Tennessee. So 2 events happening at the same time.
That's when there was different organizations that weren't, so they didn't have one single champion for the world right at that time. They'd split off, so they had different championships for different organizations.
That makes sense. 1980, U.S. President Jimmy Carter deregulated banking industry.
Let's blame Jimmy Carter for our current situation.
Yep.
We blame him for everything else. What the heck? Pile it on.
Yep.
It's a near 50 years ago, you know.
Well, I mean, like, you know, cause and effect, you know.
I'm being really facetious.
No, he you know, deregulating the banking industry, not good. They gotta have eyes on them constantly.
Well, no, it depends. They can be overregulated, like anything, like most things are overregulated.
Well, right now it's very underregulated.
No, not really.
Well, anyway, 1981, 53rd Academy Awards, Ordinary People, Robert De Niro and Sissy Spacek won. All right. 1983, Monty Python's The Meaning of Life was released in the U.S.
You know, I wish they would, when they put these award winners, the one up above us, who the best actors, what movie were they in for the best actress and actresses?
Yeah, give us a little bit more information.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. I'm actually planning on fixing that. I gotta start writing all the scripts and everything. 1984, Mike Bossy became first player in NHL history to record 7 straight 50-goal seasons. Scored 50th and 51st of the year with a 3-1 New York Islanders win at Washington.
He's in here a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a Bossy.
Yeah.
Also have WrestleMania 1985. WrestleMania 1 in Madison Square Garden in New York City. Hulk Hogan and Mr. T paid the fool, defeated Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. Oh yeah.
Where's his teammate there, his partner?
Yeah, Paul Orndorff.
He got
doesn't
X'd
exist apparently. Yeah, there's room for him.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Where is he?
Put him on there.
Come on. 1986, 6 metropolitan county councils were abolished in England. Yeah, 1988, New York Islanders celebrated defenseman Dennis Potvin's 1,000 points and 1,000th NHL games at tribute nights at Nassau Coliseum. So a point a game. That's cool.
Yeah.
While that was going on, Pulitzer Prize awarded to Toni Morrison for her novel Beloved. Okay. 1989, Donald Trump purchased Eastern's Northeast Shuttle. What?
Airline.
Oh, okay. 1990, Carol and Company, starring Carol Burnett, premiered on NBC TV. And 1990 as well, 20-year-old Quebec Nordique center Joe Sakic scored a goal in a 3-2 loss to Hartford to become the youngest player in NHL history to score 100 points in a season. All right, so what year was he born in? 1969, so 21 years? Yeah, somewhere around there. It's not bad. 1991, Nabisco Dina Shore Women's Golf at Mission Hills Country Club. Amy Alcott broke her own scoring record to win her third DS by 8 strokes over Dottie Pepper, her 5th major title and 29th and final LPGA Tour win. Wow. 29 tours. That's a lot of tours.
Yeah.
Trying really hard not to make fun of the shape of this guy's face. 1991 PGA Players Championship TPC at Sawgrass. Australian Steve Ellington birdies final hole to win by 1 stroke ahead of runner-up Fuzzy Zoller. Fuzzy Zoller. Mm-hmm. That sounds like a porn name.
Oh God!
Well, watch out! It's the Fuzzy Zoller. 1991 St. Louis Blues future Hockey Hall of Fame right wing Brett Hull scored his 86th goal of the season in a 2-1 win over Minnesota North Stars, 3rd best total in AHL history. Okay. More sports history. 1994, Chicago White Sox assigned former NBA superstar Michael Jordan. I have to say it every time. It's an obligation. You know, once you get to a certain level of badassery, like your name commands, to be said in a particular way. So, to the Birmingham Barons of Class AA Southern League, returned to NBA after 1 season. Huh.
Yeah, AA. That's obviously the minor leagues, but the step above that is AAA. So I mean, they really sent him down.
Dang. Well, I mean, clearly.
So 1 season he says, "Well, yeah, maybe my talents haven't escalated to the major league level." And he went back to basketball.
Yeah, no, the peak of his baseball performance was in Space Jam.
Why?
Well, because that's when he was retired.
Oh.
He was in baseball.
I never saw it.
You've seen Space Jam?
I don't think so.
We saw it in theaters together when I was a kid.
Wow, I don't think so.
Okay, hold on a second. Space.
I know the movie.
Jam. Yeah, no, you've seen it. With Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes.
No, I know all of that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever saw it.
Then who did I see it with?
I don't know. Maybe we got it on tape.
No.
We never had it?
I don't think we have it on tape. Anyway, let's move on up. We got the Davis Cup in 1995. Second time in tennis history, world number 1 and number 2 ranked players played in the same Davis Cup team. Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi scored victories in U.S. quarterfinal win against Italy in Palermo. I know about Palermo.
Not what they're talking about here, though.
No. No, Palermo was where Patton went.
Yeah.
That's some more WrestleMania. 1996 WrestleMania 12, Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim, California. Shawn Michaels defeated Bret Hart for WWF Heavyweight title. $3.99 first seat this Sunday, but you'll only need the edge. We got a cricket debut. What?
I was going to say, that goes back to when they called it the Arrowhead Pond or whatever.
Yeah.
It's now the Honda Center.
Oh, over there. Okay.
Yeah.
I still call it the pond.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo, that's where the Ducks play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where do Ducks play?
In the pond.
There you go. 1997, West Indies cricketers won 3rd test at Bridgetown, Barbados by 38 runs after setting India a modest 121 run target. Tourists dismissed for 81 in Brian Lara's debut as Windies captain. What the hell does that even mean? Tourists dismissed. Are we talking about a game or did a terrorist attack happen?
It's cricket.
What? Cricket, my God. Somehow, just every passing day, you get more and more crazy. 1999, 10 Things I Hate About You, a modernization of Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, starring Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger, was released. Huh. That's interesting that it rhymed. 10 Things I Hate About You and The Taming of the Shrew. I hate that you tame those shrews. Stop taming those shrews. They're wild animals. 2001, German brothers Michael and Ralf Schumacher become the first siblings to share front row of the grid in a Formula One World Championship event, qualify first and second respectively for Brazilian GP in Sao Paulo. All right. 2002, Andre Agassi won his 700th career match and captured his second straight Key Biscayne title with a 6-3, 6-3, 3-6, 6-4 win over Roger Federer at the NASDAQ 100 Open in Florida. And 2003, Cincinnati Reds opened their new home, the Great American Ballpark, with a 10-1 loss to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Whoops.
Former President George H.W. Bush threw first ceremonial pitch. Well, that's probably why you had that guy there.
They left him on the mound too long. It ended up a 10-1 rout.
Dude.
He gave up 9 runs.
In their new home.
Yeah.
They're brand new. It's like moving into a new house.
They got thumped.
And then a homeless person coming and stabbing you and then sleeping in your bed while you're on the couch and you're paying the bill. What is happening? Man. 2019, Elton John joined George Clooney's call to boycott hotels owned by the Sultan of Brunei after Brunei planned new anti-gay laws to make homosexual sex punishable by death. Wow. Well, I kind of agree with Elton John on this one. So, 2021, French President Emmanuel Macron announced a new pandemic lockdown, closing schools for 3 weeks with new national restrictions. Of course.
He's having his problems there as people are outraged because he's tried to up the retirement age from 62 to 64, and they're out demonstrating like crazy.
Meanwhile, over here, our retirement age is non-existent because people don't retire anymore. I know one who should have retired a long time ago.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, I'm saying you shouldn't be working. You know, you should be enjoying life, not.
I am enjoying it.
I guess. 2021, New York State legalized recreational use of marijuana. Woo! In legislation signed by Governor Andrew Cuomo, sales not legal for 18 months. Well, I never thought I'd ever agree with Cuomo on anything, but okay. While that was happening in 2021 as well, Paul Simon sold his entire songwriting catalog of over 400 songs to Sony Music Publishing for an unsolicited sum.
Undisclosed.
Undisclosed sum. No. And while that was going on, Brandon overturned Trump's restrictions on transgender people serving in the armed forces. I mean, I'm all for equality.
Yeah.
But look at our military right now. It's a joke. So, yeah. Oh my God. It's already been a year since this. U.S. announced it will release 1 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve for 6 months to drive down prices.
Yep.
He sold it to China.
Yeah, it happened in 21. So there it is.
In 22. It's been 1 year.
Oh, that's right. 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm way behind. I'm a year behind.
Yeah. Oh, but while that was happening, something interesting here. First truly complete sequence of a human genome published by a telomere to telomere T2T consortium after breakthroughs in new technology, previous just over 90% coded. Which is fascinating but also terrifying because what we're unlocking now, we can figure out how to manipulate it.
Yeah.
And
that's the worrisome part.
I mean, you know, Alex Jones has been saying things like China's been making human-monkey hybrids for well over 10 years now, maybe even longer.
Now, is he still around after his whole thing?
I think so. So, anyway, before we move on to the Burst and Deaths, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wished we had elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to say had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comment section.
Think about it. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Oh, a lot of good stuff. And I should start saying this as well. I advise you to go to the Underbar. Go to this source. Go to the other source. I advise you to go check things out because there's a lot of things. Like yesterday, I screwed up. It was the anniversary of the very first patent of the pencil with attached eraser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's big.
It is. You know, like
Yeah.
Can you imagine like being in school? Like you make a mistake, now you have to put down your pencil, pick up your eraser, and then do that. No, now you just twirl your pencil like a weapon, and you can pretend you're a warrior. Like, oh yeah, I'm erasing stuff. You know, spin around like get flashy with it. Like a lot of people they do their like the little spinny pencil thing trick and all that stuff. I can't really do that, but yeah, obviously I'm inept, but yeah. Anyway, Burst, starting us off in the year 250, Constantius Chlorus, Roman emperor from 305 to 307 through to 306 AD, born in Dacia Repensis, northern Balkans, died in 306. So he wasn't emperor for long. We also have Henry II, 1519, was a king of France from 1547 through 59, born in Château de Saint-Germain-en-Laye near Paris. All right. René Descartes, 1596, French philosopher. He thought, therefore he was. I think, therefore I am. Look at that. Born in Descartes, Entre en Loire, France. Entre et Loire. Okay. Johann Sebastian Bach.
There we go.
1685, a German composer, St. Matthew's Passion, Brandenburg Concertos, Toccata and Fugue, old style, 21st of March, to name a few. Born in Eisenach, Germany. Joseph Haydn, 1732, Austrian composer of the classical period, the Creation Trumpet Concerto, born in Vienna, Austria. All right. He has that John Adams hairstyle going on. We also have Benjamin Baker, 1840, English civil engineer who designed the bridge over the Firth of Forth, Scotland, and the London Underground, born in from England. Okay, so the London Underground, the very first subway system. They designed that. The bridge Firth of Forth. I can't read today. Firth of Forth Bridge. Okay, so I believe it's this one here. So, yeah, it's a bridge with bridge-like qualities. So, all right. It's interesting. It looks like it's holding up smaller bridges in between it.
Yeah.
Who else do we have today in births? Arthur Griffith, 1871, Irish writer and politician who founded Sinn Féin, President of Ireland in 1922, born in Dublin, Ireland, United Kingdom. And we know about Sinn Féin.
We do?
Well, it's Irish. It precursor to the Troubles and all that stuff. It was a political group.
Okay.
So, and I believe at one point, one of their heads got assassinated or something. I don't know.
I don't know anything about it, to tell you the truth.
You know what? Let me look this up. What is Sinn Féin? Sinn Féin is an Irish Republican and Democratic Socialist political party in both the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. The original Sinn Féin organization was founded in 1905 by Arthur Griffith. So, it's apparently still around. Leadership, founded, it's still around. So, let me add that into the underbar, the description, layout thing. Anyway, Jack Johnson, 1878, a U.S. boxer, first black U.S. citizen world heavyweight champion, 1908 through 15, born in Galveston, Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Of course, Texas. Like, dude, this is just awesome.
He was a huge guy.
Well, yeah, everything's bigger in Texas. So. We also have Cesar Chavez, 1927, U.S. farm labor leader, United Farm Workers, born in Yuma, Arizona. Cesar Chavez, hero to the people. Really, gave a lot of people rights and living wages and all that stuff. So, did a lot of good work. Unfortunately, passed in 1993. May you rest in peace. Gordie Howe, 1928, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame right wing, 23-time NHL All-Star NHL, Detroit Right Wings, WHA, Houston Aeros, born in Floral, Saskatchewan. Died in 2016. Liz Claiborne, 1929, a U.S. fashion designer, entrepreneur, and founder of Liz Claiborne, Inc., born in Brussels, Belgium. Passed away in 2007. Richard Chamberlain, 89 today, born in 1934, a U.S. stage and screen actor, Dr. Kildare, the TV series, The Thornbirds, born in Beverly Hills, California.
Still going strong, huh?
Yeah. Shirley Jones as well, at the same time, 1934, 89 too.
Same day?
Yep. U.S. Academy Award-winning actress Elmer Gantry in Oklahoma, and singer Partridge Family, born in Charlotte, Pennsylvania. Well, they may be a Partridge Family, but do they know the Wallet Family? Herb Alpert, 88 today, born in 1935, a U.S. Grammy and Tony Award-winning jazz trumpeter and band leader. Tijuana Brass, This Guy's in Love with You, Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Mm-hmm. That sounds suggestive. And record executive A&M, born in Boyle Heights, Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, I remember that album. I had that album, actually.
Oh, wow. On vinyl?
Yeah.
Huh. What happened? Do you still have it somewhere?
No.
Oh.
Long gone.
That's unfortunate. Al Gore. 1948, U.S. Politician and environmentalist, vice president from 1993 through 2001. Born in Washington, D.C., he's 75 today, and still super duper serial about Man Bear Pig. So.
When did he say the whole United States, the whole center of the United States, could be underwater? What was that? When was that supposed to happen by?
I don't remember. I never heard about that actually.
Yeah, the big. Was an earthquake or a volcano or whatever, and he had a map of what it was going to look like.
It's funny. Greta Thunberg posted a tweet back in 2018 saying, "In 5 years, climate change will irreversibly destroy the entire planet." Well, 5 years later, nothing's freaking changed. So, on you, Greta. We got Angus Young, 68 today. Happy birthday! Born in 1955. Scottish rock guitarist, AC/DC. Highway to Hell. Born in Glasgow, Scotland. And as it said, with a highway to hell and a stairway to heaven, they're anticipating traffic flow. We also have Ewan McGregor, 1971, a Scottish actor, Train Spotting, Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3. Oh, it's Han Solo.
Yeah,
not Han Solo. No, not fucking Han Solo. Obi-Wan. Han Solo. Wow, why did I say Han Solo? I deserve to get shot for that. No, like Obi-Wan.
No.
Yeah, that's Obi-Wan. Ewan McGregor.
No.
Yes. Hold on a second. Ewan McGregor, Star Wars.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
It's
okay.
Obi-Wan.
Okay. The younger version of him. I'm thinking of the old guy.
No, this is 1, 2, and 3, not
okay.
4, 5,
yeah.
and 6.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
You have your chronology wrong. The second trilogy.
I know. They go backwards.
Yeah. Well, no.
Which is kind of a cool way to do it.
Well, no. It started in the middle, then it went to the beginning, and then they made a third one, which is now absolute total garbage. Anyway, we have Pavel Bure, 1971, a Russian Hockey Hall of Fame right wing, Vancouver Canucks, Florida Panthers, born in Moscow, Russia. I still can't believe I said Han Solo. Why the hell? That was the most ignorant, un-nerdy, geeky thing I've ever done in my entire life, and I am eternally shameful for uttering that out of my mouth. I apologize. We have Chloe Zhao, 41 today, 1982, Chinese filmmaker and director, the writer in Nomadland, born in Beijing, China. All right. Then moving on to the deaths, starting us off in 1074, we have Regency Yomeshi Fujiwara of Japan, born in 992. Not 1992, that'd be weird. Francois I of France in 1547 died complaining about the weight of the crown at 52. Huh.
Apparently it crushed him.
Apparently. Philip III, 1621, King of Spain and Portugal, 1598 through 1621, died at 42. So it must have been on the throne. Yep. We also have Isaac Newton. Wow, 1727. English physicist, mathematician, and astronomer, gravity, laws of motion, dies at 84. Now, before this guy discovered gravity, people could fly. Damn you, Newton, took away our superhero powers.
Look what you've done to us.
Oh, and this guy has a look that you just gave me. John C. Calhoun, 1850, was a U.S. vice president from 1825 through 32. Died of tuberculosis at 68. It's just like
what?
People could fly.
I'm not the president.
Charlotte Bronte, 1855, English novelist Jane Eyre, died at the age of 38. I've seen that picture a couple of times. J.P. Morgan, 1913. John Pierpont, U.S. financial and J.P. John Pierpont Morgan, U.S. financier and banker, General Electric, U.S. Steel Corporation, AT&T, died in his sleep at 75. Way too good of a way to go for such a monopoly guy right there. So, and I'm not even talking about his looks. I'm talking about what he did to this country. So.
Well, you can also look at what he created too.
Yeah. Well, we focus too much on the seen and not what's on the unseen. What was not created. Like, have you ever heard of the broken window fallacy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right there. We also have Hans Fischer, 1945, German organic chemist, Nobel Prize for Chemistry, 1930, committed suicide at 63. That's not good. He looks really troubled.
Yeah.
Who else do we have today? Jesse Owens.
Hey.
May you rest in peace. This is not an obituary piece I want to read at all. Passed away, unfortunately, on this date in 1980. Was a U.S. athlete, 4 Olympic gold in 1936. Died of lung cancer at 66. It's funny that they didn't mention anything about him showing up Hitler in the Nazi Olympic Games.
Well, he won 4 Olympic golds. That's when he drove him nuts.
Yeah, in 1936.
Yeah, that was the Olympic Games in Germany.
But you think that, being a leftist source, being anti-fascist, as they say, they would put that tidbit of it, in here. He stuck it to, the white guy, showed him that, there is no such thing as a superior race.
Just,
They should. If they're going to push stuff, push things the right way. So
no, they should.
We got to know why this guy is so famous, why he's so great. Put it in there. So, anyway, moving on up to 2016, Emir Kertész, Hungarian writer, Nobel laureate, 2002, and concentration camp survivor, died at 86.
Ooh.
Yeah. We also have, I'll just take 2022, Fred Johnson, a U.S. doo-wop bass vocalist, the Marcel's Blue Moon, died at the age of 80. All right. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition. For your dose of passive and daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For your dose of passive and daily, we stream... I already did that. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles! Also, the news show coming up later on today at 2 p.m. Pacific Time.